786.
Anthony
Yes.
Bongiorno.
Bongiorno. Thank you. I think I just, yeah, thank Jay Bob. I think I just heard a ding on my phone. Jay Bob, thank you very much.
Okay, folks, we have 1 more minute to go before we start.
So Anthony, I'll send you a message about my phone number so that you have my phone number, okay? Very good. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba Ram Garu. Jai Baba Farokh Ji. Para Perin.
Jai Baba.
Jai Mer Baba Ravi. Jai Mer Baba.
Jai Mer Baba.
Jai Baba, Madam, Toronto, how are you?
Good, good. Last Thursday session with you from Toronto. Hoping to leave on Tuesday. Baba willing.
Baba willing, yes.
Baba willing,
Yes.
yeah.
Baba willing. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Okay, time for prayer. Janice, could you do the honors, please?
Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you. And help us all to hold fast to Baba's Daman till the very end. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Jai Baba, everybody. Before we start off, just a couple of announcements. First thing, today happens to be the 12th of October, and therefore the day for the Dhuni. So probably it's being lit as we speak and talk just now. So those of us who cannot be present over there physically, let us just remember the Dhuni, and through the Dhuni, the Lord Himself. We'd like to convey our salams to the Lord through this Dhuni. Jai Baba. Secondly, we'll be going into the new life phase discussion this Sunday onwards. So those of you who have anything to add on, please feel free to do so. Lastly, we have formed a group on WhatsApp. It's called Thursday Baba Sessions, and those of you who are interested, please let me know so that I can add you on, so that you keep getting the regular messages. And also, all your suggestions, criticisms, whatever you have, please convey it on that group so that we can improve on the services for the Lord. Now we come to one and only, the great Mr. Dr. Ravi Erabolu. I don't know what Baba has with the radiologists, because I think last Thursday or Thursday before last, there was a girl who was training and studying to be a radiologist on the same platform here. And today we have a champion who's done years and years of work in radiology. Ravi and I have never met personally, but we keep teasing each other, pulling each other's legs online so much that there is that certain bonding between the two of us. We both laugh and joke, we pull each other's legs, and I feel as though I know him since Adams, but we'd only started since this Zoom meetings from Dr. Jimmy Modi. And two peculiar things about this Dr. Ravi is, one is his signature solid mustache, and another thing is he had a coffee mug which he used. No, this is a new artificial one. The original one, he used it for how long, Ravi?
This 1995, 92.
Can you imagine a person using a coffee mug? I mean, these are two of his signatures. Without wasting much time, I would like Ravi to take over. Firstly, my first question to him is, any significance with this, in India, in the remote places, it's usually the dacoits and the thieves who have this kind of mustache. So what is your significance for this mustache? Sir.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Few weeks ago, we had a going away. We have one temple here. I live in Peoria, Illinois, near Chicago, a few miles away from Chicago. And a few weeks ago, one of the priests in our temple was moving on to India, and his parents came, and we had a party for him, all vegetarian party. Cooked with no onion, no garlic, all these things, and no meat, absolutely. And the father came to me and seriously asked me, "Sir, are you in Indian Army?" And I laughed really loudly, saying that, "What made you, sir, to think that I'm an Indian Army?" He said, "Your mustache, you know." I said, no, I just work here. That's all. There's nothing. Yeah, Baba inspires me to do whatever, even though Baba said, don't do whatever I do. We just follow what he wants us to do. So that's about the mustache. And coffee mug. This is a new coffee mug my daughter presented to me. I love it. And because it keeps the coffee warm for 4 or 5 hours without any problem. If I fill it up in the morning, I keep drinking and work. So the previous one, in those days in early 90s, I bought it. And it was the first Starbucks stores were opened here. I went there, I fell in love with this mug. And then we used to buy for $1 or 50 cents the mugs, and this one was $25. I thought, whoa, that's a lot of price. And next thing I know was I took out my credit card, paid it, and brought it home. And I was yelled at very strongly for spending $25 in those times for a coffee mug. But the interesting thing is, good enough. We had a chance to talk about, Sam talked about coffee mug till recently. And recently, it worked. How many years now? Almost 30 years. So I thought I should not have any detachment. The handle came out, so I kept it and I left it. I threw it without any attachment, Okay, all right, let's get started. And today is the Duni's day. What do I say? Last time I was reading tiffin lectures, and there in one of the tiffin lectures, it was recorded that Baba came down from the upper Mehrabad. Shri, in those days, Baba was called Shri. Shri came down from, he used to live upper Mehrabad, and then he came down and he started the Duni. That's all I came to know. But one interesting experience I had recently in 2013 when I visited India. So my wife Mani and we went to India. I'm sorry, Mehrabad. I flew from Vijayawada, Hyderabad, and it happened such that my flights were canceled. I was supposed to reach there sometime on 12th morning or something like that. All my flights got delayed, and I reached Mehrabad in the evening. And then Duni was going on, a lot of big lines were going on. And I never, I did put the stick when I was very, very young. Then I thought, oh, Duni, I'm not going to stand in this line. We just travel. So I would like to go to Pilgrim Center and settle down. And but since I'm a US citizen, I have to register in the Pilgrim Center, Lower Mehrabad. And then I can go and stay there. So I went there and I was registering, and he said he needed like few minutes. He said, why don't you go and take Duni and come back, in half an hour, I'll prepare all the documents. And then I thought, okay, it's Baba's wish, Then I was thinking, Baba, why do I need Duni, I was like this, and there was a big line there. And then I stood there, a lot of people, and in front of me, the gentleman, the professor, who is a librarian, forgot his name, he recognized me.
Gokarna Srivastava.
Yeah. Gokaran. Srivastava, right? Gokaran Srivastava. Yeah, I remember him. He remembered me, and he gave me a big Baba hug and said, I told him I'm just coming now. He said, come on, let me take you to the Duni. And he took me straight to the Duni. I felt bad because there's a big line there, and I didn't like to cut off the line and go, but I was in a hurry to go to the registration and all that stuff. So he took me there. And then I remember, what do I do at Duni? Oh, we have to leave one of our desires to Baba, taking a stick. Somebody gave me a stick, and I just went around, and believe me, my mind became totally blank. I don't know what to do. Then I prayed to Baba. Baba, I do not know. My mind is blank now. Whatever desire you want to take from me, you are free. I'm open. Jai Baba. I put the stick in there. I thought about wholeheartedly Meher Baba and came out. That was my last experience. And I thought, okay, this is not, even though I am not willing, Baba wanted me to do that. I thought that's that impacted me a lot on that day. That was quite an experience on this Duni day. Yeah.
It's very nice, Ravi. Thank you for sharing it. This is the peculiarity with Meher Baba. However much you may think or make plans with other things, he makes you do exactly what he wants us to do. He took you up and made you bow down to the Duni, and that's the way he works. That's the way he works. Thank you.
Yeah. So Samji, you want to ask me questions, or I'll go ahead and.
I was just going to say that does anyone have any questions? You may ask him on Meher Baba, you can ask him on radiology, you may ask him about Chicago City, I don't know, whatever you want to ask him. Go ahead and ask.
Can I ask a question, Ravi?
Sure.
About the Duni in particular. What you are going to put into that Duni fire is anything. My understanding is what you wish to exit your life, or some habit, or perhaps some obsession. Or it could be anything. My question in particular is, what of relationships? What of conflicts with loved ones and parents and things of that nature? Could you speak a little bit about relationships in regard to the Duni fire and releasing them?
Ravi sir, do you want to take that question?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, it's usual to have conflicts with family and close ones. But we have to understand, once we are in Baba's love, the only thing that we have to practice is love, right? Love means oneness. What is love? I love mango. I love my wife. I love my child. So what is in this expression? So there's a mango is an object. I love mango, right? So because I love mango, there's a string attached to that. The string is, I had the experience of enjoying the taste of mango. That's why I love mango. Not that I have any relationship with mango. I love good mango. Again, then my mind goes on. I like Banginipilli mangoes, or I like Ratnagiri mangoes. That's how I developed my experience. But this is strings attached. I love my child because there is a string of my connection there. I love my wife. I love my father. There are strings. But what Baba wants us to do is to develop, to learn the divine love. And the divine love is so powerful, unbelievable powerful. How do we compare the power? Baba has to use our own knowledge. And Baba used in one instance the sun, the sun. Sun gives us light. But as we go closer and closer to the sun, there's lot of nuclear reactions happening, and it's so powerful, we can't even go closer to that. It's so powerful. We are being protected by the atmosphere, and the atmosphere filters all this heat, and we receive. Even after receiving that, in certain areas, the sun is so strong that people are not able to withstand that. And Baba said, love is more powerful than that, and you have that ability to tap that. Okay. Having said that, that is what we have to practice, the divine love. Now, let's say I have a problem with some relationship, my cousin. Let's take an example of a cousin. I have a problem with my relationship with cousin, another person, right? But I had to interact with him because of the relationship, and I have a problem with him. So what do I have problem with him? Let's say he's not behaving properly, or the way he talks, I don't like it. The way he does things is not the way. And then next time I go to the Duni, I want to cut off my relationship with that. Is that proper? to give up the relationship with the cousin? If we go on doing that, how many people are we going to cut off from our life? We cannot. Our mind is our own enemy. Our mind is our own enemy and a friend. Now, how we train our mind is all in us. Do we make it friendly? Do we make it loving? Or do we go on cutting off all our relationships so that we can be good? This is nothing but our ego. So the cousin, the example I brought, I don't like his ways of doing things. I don't like the way he talks. It's ego, right? That's my ego. How can I cut off him? The problem is not with the cousin. It is my inability to adjust to his relationship. So do I cut off with him? Again, this cousin, is he what he's talking? Is he the actions he's doing? Those are all temporary. You cannot assess me the way I talk or the actions I do. That is not how, that's how we were. That's how we were used to. But that is not how we should evaluate or assess any person by his talk. As a Baba lover, how we have to assess is the sanskaras, right? We say all these are all sanskaras. I behave according to my sanskaras. You behave according to your sanskaras. That cousin, our friend cousin, behaves according to his sanskaras. Now, are we looking at his sanskaras or are we looking at his original self? The sanskaras change. What my sanskaras were yesterday are different from how I display, how I talk, how I believe now is different. When I was 10 years old, my body was different, my ideas were different, my sanskaras are different. Now I am totally different. So people change. I change, you change, we all change. Everybody changes, but we cannot rely on that. Now, if we don't rely on the sanskaras, then what do we look at? Because the original self of every person is that Bhagavan, that God entity, the existence. That is the real self in all of us. I mean, do we look at it as the real self or do we look at his sanskaras? That's how we should evaluate. But it's not easy. It's not easy. But mind is trainable. We're all trainable. Who trains? We have to train. Baba acts only like a catalyst. Baba, he gives us strength. He gives us support. But it is we who has to change. It is I who has to change. If I don't like my cousin, I have to develop what is that I like him. Why don't I start liking him? He's not what he's talking. He's not what he's acting. He is the self, the real self. I am not my sanskaras. I am the real self. That's why Baba said, you and I are not we, but one. If we feel oneness, that is love. That is the divine love. We can think about Baba, remember him, spontaneously remember him, and feel him in our heart. We have to start feeling oneness. And that is the love. That is the love we have to develop so that we can evolve from wherever we are. I hope I answered you, Anthony. I'm not sure whether you are meaning to question that or my answer. What do you think?
But yeah, you could say it again. It's very hard. It is very hard, but as you also said, it's doable. It's just something that we have to keep working on as Baba lovers, or as even, human beings, really. That's the way to develop, I suppose, just more of an understanding and not a reacting. That's the best I can say at this point. Thank you, Ravi, Jai Baba, and Jay, thank you for spending the time to answer me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jai Baba.
I mean, we're all in a school, going to school, learning, we started out with not knowing anything. And our journey is to reach a goal of perfection. When do we get God realization? When do we get liberation? That's all up to Baba. That's not our problem. That's what Baba says. Your goal is to get liberation. You get union. The beloved God prayer, right? Union. Love me more and more and more and more and still at more. That's all what we have to do. Keep loving him. But as we walk in our journey, we learn. That's all. We always should have a learning cap so that we learn. Till we die, we have to learn. Is not in nothing is impossible. Impossible means I am possible. Right?
Right.
So, Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Cherry, you raised a hand. You want to ask something or share
Yes,
something?
uncle. Yes. Jai Baba Sam, uncle. Jai Baba Ravi.
Jai Baba,
So glad
Sherry.
to see you, my friend. Anthony had a beautiful question, Sam uncle. But at the same time, I want to clear my understanding what I have about Dhuni, what I have read in discourses or in Baba's books. Baba says we always ask him for everything, whatever we need. But there are times where Baba says, you give me. And Dhuni is one day where we get an option of giving Baba our weaknesses, our desires. He had a question of relationship that also gets spoiled because of our hatred, jealousy, misunderstanding, ego. So we have to submit it to Baba and give our ego or hatred or misunderstandings. Baba, I give it to you. You take over from here. That's what is my understanding of Dhuni. So please, so many people in the group, if you could clear my understanding on that, could help Anthony also. It's not only about habits. It's about giving Baba. Baba says, give me your worries. Give me your desires. Whatever negative we feel that we cannot overcome, give it to Baba. He takes care of it. Jai Baba, uncle.
Thank you very much, Cherry. Exactly my sentiments, actually. I was just going to tell Anthony to place these problems at Baba's feet. Tell him that in this matter, he feels helpless and hopeless, and that Baba should take over in resolving this problem of his. And I'm sure if it's done from the bottom of your heart, Anthony, Baba will sort it out for you much sooner than later. Thank you.
It was a very beautiful question answer you gave, Sherry. Yeah. See, what is our goal? Our goal is to love Baba. Okay. Love me more and more. And somebody told me when I said this, I'm already loving Baba. What else can I do? Well, if you're loving Baba as he ought to be loved, he would have crossed you on the 6th plane to 7th plane. He would have taken you, right? But we are not there yet. Now, what is stopping us from loving him? Our own ego, our own conditions, our own self is stopping us from loving him. Now, how do I get rid of myself? We cannot, because that's the only thing we have, right? But whatever we do, the result of it, we give it to Baba. Everything we do to please Baba. When we are in a relationship with the family or at work, we have to be in tune with the people. We have to be, that's how we have to use our love. See, I work in my specialty. I'm director of the physics for 3 hospitals. And I cannot say, hey, I'm director, you come and talk to me. No. That does not how it works. How it works is how I Our main job is to give correct treatment to the cancer patients with the radiation. That is my job. Now, nurses are there, front desk girls are there, doctors are there, therapists are there, the various fields are there. Unless we are all in alignment with each other, proper understanding with each other, then only we can give good treatment to the patient. That is where we have to keep my egos, myself, my liking, everything at bay. And then how do I cooperate? So when we want to be worthy for Baba, overnight we cannot become selfless. Overnight we cannot become like what he wanted it to be. But slowly, bit by bit, we can be ready. And what is that we have to give up? We have to give up ourselves. But at the same time, the challenge is we have to use our own self to give up ourselves. That is the challenge. That's not easy. That's impossible, right? But again, it's possible. A lot of people have gotten God realization. A lot of people were liberated by Baba. We know a number of people. Leader Adhikar, these people, Gustaji, Gulmai, all these people are liberated. Baba told us, but they have achieved that state. So bit by bit, every day, so much. Jai Baba. Yeah. Thank you, Sherry. Good question. Yes, Sherry. Go ahead, Sherry.
Ravi, I would love if you could share about Uncle, I mean your dad, and how you were not into Baba and what made you come to believe in Baba. It's a very beautiful and loving story, and Babaful Thursday is about how we came, or how Baba came into our life, not we came into Baba's life. So please, if you could share that. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Thanks, Sherry, for asking that, and I would love to share that. Yeah, so I was 6 years old. My father met Baba, and how he met was very interesting. He was a principal of a college in a small town called Bhimavaram in India, Andhra Pradesh. Some of you know, it's a small town, college town in West Godavari district in Andhra Pradesh. That's where I was born. I was just 6 years old when my father, he was always very spiritual. He had 7 children and he was very, very spiritual. Not in a way like doing pujas and all those things, but in a different way, intellectually, you know. He read Bhagavad Gita, he read Quran, he read the Bible, he read all the Vedic scriptures, and he's more like an intellectual type. And he was going on changing, you know, the masters. He was initially Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and then he thought, okay, let me try Sai Baba, and then Sai Baba, Shirdi Sai Baba. And then he was not satisfied. And then he was following some Swamijis from the Himalayas, Tirthananda Swami. I remember to have met him, and he gave me a very nice halwa, lot of ghee, tasted so much. I thought he's such a nice guy. I was just 5 years old, you know. he gave me a banana leaf, you know, he opened it and gave it to me. Then one day, he was a principal of a college. One lecturer came to my house and he told my father, there is one Baba, his name is Meher Baba, and he says he's the avatar. And then he is giving darshan in Pune in 1962. And then he said, I want you to go with me. I'm planning to go. I want you to go with me. And my father, he had 7 children. And many of them are in colleges, professional colleges. In those days, principal was not making that much money, but all the money he was making, apart from eating, he was sending to his children. My older sister was in medicine. My elder brother was in engineering. Another brother was engineering. Another brother is in master's in Visakhapatnam, like that. He was borrowing money from friends and then using the money to educate them. And my father said, let me think about it. And he said, maybe it's not possible. I mean, even to go from Bhimavaram to Pune, even to buy ticket, it may be like 20 rupees at that time, but still he had to have 20 rupees, right? So he said, may not be possible. And then the lecturer left, and then just before, a few days before thing, he and his other friend was supposed to go, and the other friend fell sick. See how the situation changes, you know. So the lecturer came back to my father and said, so-and-so person and I were supposed to go, and the person fell sick and he cannot return this ticket. So the ticket will be wasted. And he said, you can use it to go. My father said, okay, I'll go. See, when the call comes, how things were arranged, you know. And my father went, and my father was, he tells in a video that I saw recently in a close audience with Baba. And Baba was giving hugs to everybody. And my father was hesitant because he didn't know. He certainly felt he is not an ordinary person. He is very celestial. And that's what he felt. His color, his brightness, his aura. My father felt he was very not an ordinary person. And he had a hug from Meher Baba. And then not much feeling there. And later on, before coming back to Bhimavaram, he bought some books, discourses, God Speaks, and some other books. And one picture of Meher Baba, the same picture what you see on my background. He came home and he was telling my mother his experiences. And then he thought, forget it, some Baba. And then slowly after 2 or 3 days, he started feeling something inside. And then he started reading books. And I know we had a servant. He called him and told him to make this picture a frame. And then he immediately went and made a frame. I remember to stand in front of our threshold, the front gate. He put it on top of that in front, as we entered into the house. And that is this picture. That is the first time I saw, and it was Meher Baba. That was the first time I came to know. And then later on, I was growing up, studying, and everything was happening. And you know, when I was young, I want to go with friends to the movies, and I want to buy this candy and all that stuff. And I don't have money. And then I used to tell Baba, hey, Meher Baba, if you're really God, my friends are going to this movie. Get me, help me. If you help me, then I'll believe you. And then somehow I used to get money. I used to go to the movie, enjoy the movie, come back and forget all about it. And then exams, right? And I used to study, but somehow I used to get A's. I don't know how I was getting A's. The night before, I used to remember, oh my God, tomorrow there is an exam. How am I preparing? I didn't prepare. And then I used to use, oh, Meher Baba, if you're really God, help me. You know, I used to study a few questions. And next day, to my surprise, I had all these questions that were read, that I read. And I used to write, and I used to get first class or A plus, whatever it is, first class in those days, good marks, So I never had any problem with my family, but I used to forget. Like this, I used to use Meher Baba only for my needs and never. And then I became older, and we used to get a lot of telegrams from Adi Kerani in those days, for some reason. And Baba used to, with Baba's messages, I'm going to break my silence on so and so date. That day used to come, and in another telegram, my breaking of silence will be postponed to some other date. And then another telegrams, something is going to happen on so and so date. And then another message saying it's postponed. What is kind of God is this? He breaks, he doesn't stop. He wants to break his silence. He keeps on postponing. All these questions I had, but never told anybody. But we in our house, they always used to have bhajans, and my father used to have talks and everything. And one time, Baba appeared to me in my dream, and he gave me a chocolate. And I loved chocolates, and I ate it, and Baba was sitting in a sofa like thing, and that's how he gave. And I told my father, my Meher Baba appeared in my dream, and he gave me a chocolate. And he was so excited that whoever Baba lovers come to my house, and he used to call me and ask me narrate about my experience. That's how it went on. One more incident that happened in our house when I was very young was my father had a problem at his work. He was a principal, as I said, and then the government allotted some money for the college to be distributed for the backward class and SC, ST, all those people, for their studies and sustenance. And the college administration wants to use that money for college development instead of giving it to the students, poor students. And my father said that cannot happen without the signature of the principal. Only when the principal signs in those days, I believe the money will be transferred. And my father said, no, I cannot sign on that. I cannot use that money instead of giving it to the poor students for the college. And the college administration were mad at him. They stopped his salary for some time. And here we have all these kids in college, and I was only 6 years old. My sister was, she was also in college, high school. He didn't know how to get along with the family. In those days, the principal was not getting that much money. He barely was surviving. And for a few months, he didn't get the salary. And I don't know what transpired, but Baba's brother came to our town, Jal. And that's all I know. Baba came, Baba's brother Jal came. Why he came, I'm sure he came on the advice of Baba, I'm sure. Why he came all the way to a new place, a small town to Bhimavaram, I had no idea. But I'm sure it was Baba who sent him. And this lecturer who introduced my father to Meher Baba came and told Baba's brother Jal is coming, and he is collecting money, funds for Baba's work. And he's coming to your house. And my father was like, what can I do now? He's coming, and he had no idea. And my sister tells me that my mother was saving all this change in a hundi, most of hundi is a small box with it's locked, and they put it in that earthen pot, like there's a small slit there, and whatever the change they get, they drop it, whatever is not accounted for. Small changes, 1 paisa, 2 paisa, 5 paisa, something like that, whatever they buy, the exchange they get. So my mother went and broke that pot and collected all the money. It came out to be 20 rupees. In those days, in 60s, early 60s, 20 rupees is a lot of money. And she gave that money to my father, and Jal Bai came, and we all did the prayer. and my father was gave that money, and he hugged all of us. My mother was kind of shy because when a man came and hugged her, a village lady, she was kind of shy. She hugged my sister, my father, everybody, including he hugged me, I guess. I don't remember, but he hugged me. And then he left. He gave some talks in the college, and then he left. And then whatever happened to my father, the administration reinstated the salary back to give all the backward areas, and somehow we feel Baba must have done something to the fact that whatever my father was standing on this funds, how to route those funds, he realized it and he sent Jal to help us. That was an interesting incident that happened. But anyway, I come fast forward. I studied with my brother in Tirupati, and then I finished my master's. And in those days, to get a job is not easy. Then the university, my brother's friend, another professor. My brother is a professor there. He was a professor there. He's another professor in physics. Called me, hey, I'm going to give you some fellowship. Will you work as a research assistant? I said yes. And he gave me 200 rupees in those days in 79. I was very happy with 200 rupees, very, very happy. So I was doing that and I continued to do my PhD. I finished my PhD. And then I don't know what to do with my PhD. Still I was difficult to find a job. Where do I get a job? I went to a couple of interviews and just a teaching position. I didn't like it. And the thought of going to America came to my mind. This was in 85. So I thought of applying for research positions. And interestingly, the work I did, I didn't know why I did that work. My goal was to get some degree, PhD. The work I did, I applied, and there was a position at Mayo Clinic. And some of you may not know, is a hospital in US, well-known research center, well-known in the world. They do a lot of research and publish. And the way they treat the patients are different. Well-known, very rich facility here in US. They have 3 centers, Florida, Arizona, and Minnesota. So I was given a fellowship there based on the work I did in Tirupati. I was so stunned to know what a coincidence, I thought the work I did has no value at all, even though I published in some publications, no value at all. And then I was accepted and I was given a fellowship. Then I was about to go to US. And still my relationship with Baba was not very strong because I was thinking, oh, Baba, he said he's going to break his silence. He never broke his silence. He passed away. He's an ordinary man. I mean, he has a flowery language to talk about everything. That's what I used to think. See, when the time comes, how he grabs his lovers, very interesting. So I was getting ready to go to US, preparing all that stuff. And then my sister had a son. She has a son who wants to put him in medical school. My sister and my brother-in-law, they're both doctors in Vijayawada. They want to put his son in medical school, and he couldn't get a seat in Andhra. So they thought of putting him in a donation college in Manipal, something like that. And they heard from another Baba lover that there is a place near Ahmednagar. I forgot the name of the place that is in between Shirdi and Ahmednagar. On the way, there's a big Anybody remembers that place? Not Satara. Is in between Shirdi and Ahmednagar.
Don't? Is that
No,
don't?
no, Don't is well known because of the railway station. But anyway, that place.
Okay.
Anyway, so they started a medical school there, and they are accepting new applications with the donation. So my sister told me, well, Ravi, why don't you? My sister was busy, so she told me, why don't you go and investigate and see if we can get a seat for their son? I said, okay. So one evening she told me, and next day morning I had to start at 9:30. Was the train that was going Konark Express, Puneswar to Bombay. That's what I took it and went and to that place. And that place, the chief, the president was not there. He's the one who accepts or gives the donation seats. He's not there. He wouldn't come back after 3-4 days. So then I had like 3-4 days what to do. Then I thought, okay, now I will be going to America. I don't want to know what is it to be like in America. I want to know. So I thought, okay, every year my family goes to Mehrabad and I visit tombs and everything. Since 1973 we have been visiting. And I used to go mechanically, not against anything. I was just casual. But this time I thought, let me go to Mehrabad. And then I was given a room in the lower Pilgrim Center with a person called Mark Keller. He's from Minneapolis. I thought that was perfect. I'm going to Minnesota, and then he's from Minneapolis, and is perfect. So I spent some time with him. He was talking to me about it. And then he said, let's go to the tomb. I want to go to the tomb. I said, okay, I'll come too. And as I was walking that day, something was extraordinary was going to happen. That's what I had a feeling inside. Even though I was not mentally, I was not paying attention to any Meher Baba, I'm going to tomb, no excitement, nothing. But somehow I was getting this feeling something extraordinary was going to happen. As I walked up to the tomb, there was nobody, Mark Keller, me, and there's another person who was giving prasad. And what I noticed was inside the tomb, at that time, they used to allow people to sit around the tomb. I saw Billy Page's wife, Diane. She was sitting on the far corner, one corner. She was in deep meditation. So I thought maybe I should also imitate her and do the same thing. So I sat on the opposite corner. When you enter the tomb, on the right side corner, behind corner. And then I closed my eyes, and then she put her hands on the tomb. And then I thought maybe I should imitate like that. The moment I put my hand on the tomb, something extraordinary happened in me. Unbelievable feeling. I was transported to some other world. It was just how I transported was, all my feelings were this Baba is, he talks flowery language, and he said he was going to break the silence. Nothing happened. I see all these walls. You see the movings, all these walls, big buildings crumpling down. They were all going down. Everything came down. And I experienced purity. And the blissful state I had at that time was unbelievable. I just can't express. It's beyond my, I cannot say that. And I do not know how long I was there. I was enjoying that feeling. And then Mark said, okay, let's go down. Then I got up, and I was still in this world, but mechanically I was doing. I bowed down to the tomb, and I walked down. my mind was completely in a different world. And that day they were going to Mehrajad. And I went in the bus mechanically. And when I met Urich, Mehra, Mani, Goher, Balnatu, Pendu, all these people, it's like they added me, they lifted me to a higher state. That was the feeling I had. That is how I came into Baba's fold. That's how he grabbed me. It's not me loving, but he grabbed me into his fold. Now, do I have a faith in him? What is the meaning of faith, right? Oh, you say, okay, believe in this. Okay, I'll believe in that. It's not that. It is him that is the whole entity. Is he God? I don't know if Meher Baba is God or not, because I don't know what is God. If we show this and tell, is this pen? Then I can say, yeah, this is pen, because I have the prior knowledge. What is pen? I can say. But is Baba God? I don't know. Only thing I knew was he gave me this unimaginable feeling of oneness with him. That is how I came into Baba, Sherry. Thank you. Yeah, that's how I came into Baba. And then Baba led me throughout my professional life. In my life, I feel unless I had the Baba's help, I could help cure cancer with radiation, but I can also kill people if I misappropriate, if I don't use it properly. Even if I do little mistake, I can harm patients. Have I done any mistakes? Yes, I have done mistakes, but they were caught. In these 38 years, I've been with 40 years, I've been with in my profession. I'm an old man, okay? I just color my hair. That's why I look younger. But Baba has been walking with me, holding my hand, protecting me in everything, every step. Only thing I am doing is I try to remember Baba. That's all I try to do. I try to remember Baba as many times as possible. So I have this count of 10,000 per day. So I count. And 5,000, I get up 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why I get up in the morning, 3 o'clock. I just wake up. If I don't do anything, I'm just awake. That's it. I get up every day without fail. Last, how many years now? At least I can say 23 years for sure. 23, 24 years, 25 years, I can say. I just wake up without fail, not a single day. There are times I slept at even 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Still, I wake up at 3 o'clock. Maybe 1 or 2 times I had a deep surgery and I was anesthesia at 1 or 2 times, but there was never a time I failed. Maybe I got up at 5 o'clock, but every day it is a routine. And I chant in my meditation 5,000 times Baba's name. And then during the whole day, I try to catch up 5,000 times. How do I do it? I go to restroom. I go up on the elevators. I drive, right? I drive. Whenever I do, I brush my teeth. Whenever I do these things, mechanical things, which I do mechanically, I train my mind to chant Baba's name. I try to bring his name is in my thoughts. So for sure, I try to do. I distribute all my chanting throughout the day. That's how I love Baba. That is my my loving Baba. And finally, I would like to talk about. I've been attending Jimmy Modi's sessions Wednesdays and Fridays. they helped me a lot, a great deal. Jimmy Modi does a great job in reading and moderating, and a number of times I have chance to talk. I try not to talk, but I chance to talk. And sometimes I fight with the people. My friend Ramugaru is here. I try to fight with him and other people. Kama is another friend. I try to attend other sessions too, weekends. And Kama is my big close friend and enemy too. I tell him, I hugged him. When I met him last time, I was there. Kama was there. I hugged him very closely and tightly and told him, "You are my enemy and my friend." We are one, so there's no enemy or friend. So we're one. Jai Baba, Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Thank you, Sherry, for helping me to talk about this.
Thank you, Ravi. The number of times I've heard it, it still feels, nostalgic. Especially Uncle, when you said about him getting hugged by Baba, and you are his son. So Baba hugged Uncle, Uncle hugged you. So you got Baba's touch. So come to India, we need to hug you.
Yes,
And
yes.
Geeta auntie is also there.
Yeah. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. And last week when Samji called me, I was sick, and then I was kind of very busy with my work. I'm still working. I'm still not retired. Baba gave me that energy to work. And I thought, it's the Baba who is giving me these opportunities. So whatever comes to our plate, we have to take it as a Baba's prasad and do it diligently so that he's pleased. Everything we do to please him. Jai Baba, any other questions?
Thank you, Ravi. This final statement of yours is so very profound. We take it as Baba's prasad and do it so that it pleases him. It pleases him. Because there's a big difference between doing things because Baba has said it and we do it mechanically. But when we do it lovingly to please him, that's a different ball game altogether. And everybody's life has its own twists and turns. And everyone is entitled to their own thinking, their beliefs, etc., etc., etc. The thing that we all have in common is this Baba's name that is holding us all together like pearls on strings, you know. We are all his children. We may disagree, we may fight, we may do whatever we want to do. But at the end of the day, our eternal Father, he catches us by the ear and brings us back on the right path. That's what I have learned. There have been umpteen number of times in my life when I've gone astray. And it's only He who, like, not just like a father, but more than that, He pulls me by the ear and sets me back on track so that I don't veer off too much. And all I hope is that everything that all I hope that we all of us do is twofold. One is to remember him constantly, like Ravi said 10,000 times or perhaps more, I don't know. And the second thing is, this is what my father had taught me. Okay, every time before you take any action or do anything serious, just ask a question to yourself. Will it please Baba? If the answer is yes, then go ahead and do it regardless of what anybody has to say. And if the answer is no, do not do it in spite of all the temptations of the world. So, we, like Ravi says, we are all still faltering. None of us are perfect. We are all trying to improve or whatever. And someday when he is really pleased with us, he would take us into his fold and keep us there forever. That is my only desire left in my life. Nothing else. I just want to be at his feet, or whatever you call it, become dust at his feet so that he can trample upon it, kick it the way he likes. But as long as it is at his feet, I'd be delighted to spend the rest of my life. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Unfortunately, today some people at the center started doing the prayer early, so we may not be able to do the prayer. But what I can do is play the song of new life, because today the focus was on the Dhuni, and now in a couple of days we'd be going into the new life memories. So if you all don't mind, I'll turn on the recording for this new life thing. Thank you.
The lives of all God's lovers are in these words. If you really want to live the new life, you must renounce your false life. In this life we rely only upon God. Our will is strengthened by our oath. In joy we sing the song of hopelessness, with calamities at our throats. We do not complain over lost hopes, covet honor or shun disgrace. Backbiting is ended, we fear no one. This is the course our new life takes. Hear the silent words of Meher Baba. The lives of all God's lovers are in these words. If you really want to live the new life, you must renounce your false life. No confusion in the mind now. Goodbye to pride, anger, lust, greed, and all ties. We have no religion and no aims. The Sheikh and Brahmin are both the same. us there is no small or great. Neither disciple, master, or godhood exists. Brotherhood is our only link, and together we enjoy our suffering. Hear the silent words of Mayor Baba. The lives of all God's lovers are in these words. If you really want to live the new life, you must renounce your false life. This world or the next, hell or heaven, we are not concerned with Shaktis and cities, powers and miracles. We are no longer played with. Every false impression has been removed from our minds. We have found that we can live completely in the present time. Hear the silent words of Mayor Baba. The lives of all God's lovers are in these words. If you really want to live the new life, you must renounce your false life. Lovers, heed the words of Baba. Though I'm on the same level with you, still all orders from me, good, bad, and beyond. Carry out and leave the rest to God. And even if the heavens should fall, do not let go the hand of truth. Let despair destroy the garden of your life. Will grow again in contentment. Hear the silent words of Mayor Baba. The lives of all God's lovers are in these words. If you really want to live the new life, you must renounce your false life. Even if your heart is cut to bits, let a smile be on your lips. For in truth, from empty hands a treasure springs. Your beggarly life is the envy of kings. For God exists, and true are the prophets. Every cycle has its avatar, each moment its Wali. But we are hopeless, helpless. How can we tell you what this new life is? Hear the silent words of Mayor Baba. The lives of all God's lovers are in these words. If you really want to live the new life, you must renounce your false life. Hear the silent words of Mayor Baba.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. So beautiful.
Jai Mer Baba, everybody. What can I say? Sometimes silence is worth more than 1,000 words. And that's what I feel like right now. I'm ever so grateful to Meher Baba for all that he has done for us up to now, and for everything that he will be doing for us until the very end. May he be praised. May he be loved. May we learn to love him the way he wants us to. And someday, when our time comes for the final departure, He'd be there to take us away. That's what my prayer to Meher Baba really is. Thank you, everybody. Today we are not doing the formal prayers, but we'll end the session now. And with just a small request, take Baba with you and keep him with you always. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you, Ravi Saab. Thank you.
Thank you. Jai Baba.
Baba? Baba, are you there?
Jai Baba. Yes, I'm there. I'm there.
Jai Baba. You still want to do the prayer and
Jai
Aarti?
Baba.
I'm okay with it.
Yes, I think I will.
Okay, go ahead. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. हे परवरदिगार, सबके राखनहार और सबकी रक्षा करने वाले, तुम्हारा कोई आदि नहीं है और न तुम्हारा कोई अंत है। तुम अद्वैत हो, तुम तुलना से परे हो और तुम्हारा पार कोई नहीं पा सकता है। तुम्हारा कोई रंग और कोई रूप नहीं है। तुम आविर्भाव से रहित हो और तुम गुणातीत हो। तुम अपार हो और अगाध हो, कल्पना और धारणा से परे हो, शाश्वत और अनश्वर। तुम अखंडनीय हो और दिव्य नेत्रों के सिवाय और किसी भी प्रकार से तुम्हें कोई नहीं देख सकता है। तुम्हारा अस्तित्व सदैव था, तुम सदैव रहते हो और तुम सदैव रहोगे। तुम सर्वत्र हो, तुम हर वस्तु में और तुम हर जगह से परे तथा हर वस्तु से परे भी। तुम आकाश में हो और पाताल में, तुम व्यक्त हो और अव्यक्त हो, तुम सब लोगों पर हो और समस्त लोगों से परे भी। तुम तीनों भुवनों में हो और तीनों भुवनों से परे भी। तुम अगोचर हो और स्वतंत्र हो। तुम सृष्टि के रचने वाले हो, स्वामियों के स्वामी हो, समस्त मनों और हृदयों के ज्ञाता हो। तुम सर्वशक्तिमान हो और सर्वव्यापी हो। तुम अनंत ज्ञान हो, अनंत शक्ति हो और अनंत आनंद। तुम ज्ञान के महासागर हो, सर्वज्ञ हो, अनंत ज्ञान रखने वाले हो। तुम भूत, वर्तमान और भविष्य के ज्ञाता हो और तुम स्वयं ज्ञान हो। तुम पूर्ण दयामय हो और सदैव हितकारी हो। तुम आत्माओं की आत्मा हो और अनंत गुणों से संपन्न एक परमात्मा हो। तुम सत्य, ज्ञान और परमानंद की त्रिमूर्ति हो। तुम सत्य के मूल हो, प्रेम के महासागर। तुम सनातन सत्ता हो, ऊंचों में सबसे ऊंचे। तुम प्रभु और परमेश्वर हो। तुम परब्रह्म हो और परात्परी परब्रह्म भी हो। तुम परब्रह्म परमात्मा हो, अल्लाह हो, इलाही हो, यजदान हो और मज़द हो और प्रियतम ईश्वर हो। तुम्हारा नाम इज्जत अर्थात एकमात्र पूज्य है। हे असीम दया के निधि प्रभुराज, हम अपने सब पापों के लिए पश्चाताप करते हैं। हर एक विचार के लिए जो असत्य, अनुचित या गंदा था, हर एक बोले हुए शब्द के लिए जिसे बोलना हमें उचित न था, और हर एक कर्म के लिए जिसे करना हमें उचित न था। स्वार्थ से प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए तथा द्वेष प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए हम पश्चाताप करते हैं। विशेषकर हर एक कामुक विचार तथा क्रिया के लिए, ऐसे हर एक वचन के लिए जिसको हमने पूरा नहीं किया, और सभी निंदा, पाखंड, दंग या लोगों के पीछे उनके दोष बताने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं। और खासकर दूसरों का नाश करने वाले हर एक कर्म के लिए, दूसरों को दुख देने वाले हर एक शब्द तथा कर्म के लिए, तथा दूसरों पर दुख गिरने की इच्छा करने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं। हे प्रभुराज, आप हम पर असीम दया करके हमारे किए हुए पापों को क्षमा कीजिए, और वैसे ही आपकी मर्जी के अनुसार विचार करने में, बोलने में तथा कार्य करने में जो हमारी असमर्थता सदा रहती आई है, उसको भी क्षमा कीजिए। यही हमारी आपसे प्रार्थना है। प्रियतम परमात्मा, हमारी ऐसी सहायता कर कि हम तुझसे अधिक का अधिक प्रेम करें, और अधिक और अधिक, और फिर भी उससे भी अधिक प्रेम करें, जब तक कि हम तुझ में मिलकर एक हो जाने के पात्र बन जाए। और तू हम सब की ऐसी सहायता कर कि हम अंत अंत तक प्रियतम बाबा का दामन दृढ़ता से पकड़े रहे। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। पूजावे नार जे हलकनी कर कुद रत्ने फरमातु छेलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे ईमातु अया शब्द में है बाबा चरण पर तुझ नगरिए सब खुदाना जात थी वाकिफ थई बे थो मेहर बातु तुझे लेख की तकनो तू आशे भी ने आरिफ भी तुझे दरी या है वहदत मारे फतनो होई फातु हमोर रफने साले बख्शे ज्ञान इज़दन के तू पर महात्मा ज्ञानी छने तारे इरफातु खुदा प्रेम पिलायो पिलावी मस्त हमने कर छे तुझ पर जान सद के साखिया पीदे पयमातु हमारी नाज तरावे तो हमें तरे हमारा ना खुदा में है बाबा छेनी के बातु हमारा ना खुदा में है बाबा छेनी के बातु बुझावे नार झलकनी के कर खुद रत्ने फरमातु छलागी आश भक्त ने के बख्शे नूरे ईमातु। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। Oh, glorious, eternal, ancient one, your face is a bright transcendental sun, light in this dark world, and the tears I weep. My heart meher I give to you to keep. Creator, yet creationless you are. Truth and truth's body, divine avatar. Who through compassion the three worlds maintain. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling spokes of breath of the world wheels that bears me on to death. Unless you who are infinitely kind, break the wheels of which is conditioned mind. This incense is my love, these fruits my art, which to please you I have shipped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining eye. You are myself, I sing to you in praise, and beg your love to bear me through the day, till you, the ever-living perfect one, illumine my darkness with your shining sun. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. Thank you, Baba. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, once again. Jai Baba.